All right, so we're here on Cloud Kingdom, waiting for everything to load up. Seed beat Heart and Sasquatch to get here. Hero, of course, defeated Stefano very famously on stage number 1 or stream number 1.
All right, guys. So we have loaded up 2 Protoss champions going at it head-to-head. Only one of them can progress to the winner's bracket round 5, spawning over here in the top right position in the red colors. We have representing LGIM. It is Seed, GSL champion. And over here in the bottom left, we have a DreamHack champion. Representing Team Liquid in the blue colors, we have Hero. Dude, that's some sick mouse movement you got there, man.
Actually, it was all keys. If you just press delete and end at the same time.
There's like some Startail Legend style stuff going on there. I like it.
Well, something that impresses me so much is how Legend is just able to keep doing a new way to intro people. It's okay,
that's true.
Like he used to just turn his the screen, and then he started zooming in. They started doing both, and I'm like, all right, man, this guy's actually just starting to create stuff. And now he's starting to do like all kinds of like draggy stuff. Like he starts off here and then he goes like swirl zoom. I'm like, whoa.
He's turning it into an art form is what he is. You think that, okay, that's pretty much every single way you can do to intro a player, and then he finds something new and shows us in the next match, and it's almost mind-blowing the number of things he can come up with. Just goes to show, man, that even with basic tools.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't want eventually resort to the kind of art where no one knows what it is. Like you just throw up like a splash.
Abstract Starcraft.
Yeah, it's like, all right, man, you're not even watching the players anymore.
I'm gonna build workers by not building workers, Dan.
Yeah.
all sorts of really deep stuff going on here, but guys, we are getting into a fairly normal PvP here. These guys more or less mirroring each other to this point. Cybernetics cores have only just gone down. Now, what do you think? Do you have any predictions for what either player might be going for here?
I mean, historically on the Cloud Kingdom, Blink is very strong in PvP.
Yeah.
Blink Robo is not necessarily as powerful in terms of your ability to, attack the way you want to. But if you want to be very defensive and then eventually catch your opponent off guard, then yeah, Blink Robo is pretty good. You can get an Observer out, you can get an Immortal out. And it comes down to if you want to be aggressive, if you want to be defensive. Now, some people play into that kind of knowledge and go directly into Robo and try to be more passive and get an earlier expansion. But it's a little bit trickier than that. And I know Hero, for example, really likes setting up like a pylon here, and then blinking 4 stalkers and instantly sniping probes, and then blinking back out, and then just get a small probe advantage while he's expanding. So sure, you might be expanding earlier than him, but you don't have the probes to sustain it the way he does.
All right. Well, Blink is certainly something we see quite a lot here on Cloud Kingdom, like you mentioned, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see something hit. But we do have a Sentry about to complete for Seed, though, and
that might be a Stargate play. Ah, yeah, there it is. A Stargate play. Yeah. When you go Zealous Sentry, obviously you want to force field the ramp.
Yep.
It's very interesting. Stargate, when you kind of expect Blink on this map,
well, Hero's going for the standard Blink, and like you mentioned, that force field would be required to make sure any sort of super early aggression can actually be countered with that force field before your army gets up the ramp there, and that's going to potentially buy him enough time to get those Stargate units up. So we are going to see a little bit of a difference of opinion here. Hero just going for that Blink, and Seed going for the Stargate. Be very interesting to see who ends up on top.
Well, on paper, right, the Blink is supposed to lose, or sorry, the Stalker is supposed to lose to Blink. You can't really do too much damage. Stalkers can kind of blink and really catch up to the Phoenixes.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, man, and Seed's saving up like he's going to expand as well. That's, he has the availability of expanding as well as pushing out a lot of units. I'm wondering what he's going to do with a lot of these resources. Probably go for a big Warpin and then eventually go into an expansion. But I don't know if he can hold off against a Hero Assault. Now, Hero is going for a robotics facility, so he's going to increase his options. But, I mean, this kind of like implied pressure is still very tough. He's trying to bait out a force field from Seed as well, but he does see a lot of zealots and sentries, and that should make him suspicious.
Yeah, Seed's going to be holding that. Oh, wow. Okay, actually getting a force field off there and picking apart a zealot and a stalker. Not without losses himself, though. Ooh, very nice there from Hero, picking off that zealot at the very last second. And now we have some Phoenixes out on the field, canceling the pylon as well. So Seed's going to be able to move out for a bit, but like you mentioned, Frodan, let's keep an eye out on the blink and see how effective Hero can use that against these Phoenixes that are incoming. Blob's play, Blink Observer, could be coming into practice as well as the Robo finishes.
Wow, this is interesting from Seed. He's going to use the Phoenixes just to disable the Stalkers. Now, you know, I know players like Naniwal like to go directly into Robo, like, you know, places like here, for example, and go straight into Immortals because you expect Blink as a response. But Hero, does he have enough to hold off against this push? You know, if Hero tries to defend with a Sentry, the Phoenixes can just pick it up. And this is just going to be a Phoenix gateway attack that we haven't seen in a while. This has popped out a long time ago. Very nice job by Hero just to stall that push. He's going to wall off completely. That's also very effective against the Phoenixes. A force field does pop up, and he's going to immediately try to blink under it and snipe the units. And Hero is trying to buy time with these pylons, but Seed is knocking on the door.
Oh man, Hero did so many things right in that engagement. Picked off the probe and the scouting pylon is going to be really frustrating for Seed as well. And then managing to blink black and pick off a Phoenix or two as well. But Seed is inside his base now, and I don't know, man. This is looking pretty tough.
I mean, he's got Blink. He can kind of micro this really well. He also can warp in. It's not like C is on 4 gates either, so in terms of raw production, he should be able to match, but he just needs to get a couple more Stalker advantages. The pylons being targeted, that's a very good decision from Seed. That's going to supply block Hero, and he can't warp in more units, but he's got Blink finished. Kind of just needs to have his zealot move further back, and Hero is stabilizing. Great job there, and he even picks up one more Stalker to boot.
Yeah, those zealots from Seed actually did so much for him there because they were basically keeping Hero Stalkers back. So Hero was trying to blink micro there, but the zealots were just meaning that the two sets of Stalkers were held apart from each other so that Seed could actually go in and try and snipe off those pylons. That was nice, but like you mentioned, Hero's able to reinforce a bit faster. Blink is complete as well. He will be repowering that robotics facility shortly as well. And don't forget, he does have that observer out, so he'll be able to blink up and down. And he's going to be able to stabilize here, and he's going to do it with an expansion.
Yeah, and you know, the worst part of the attack is over. It's not like Seed kept his Phoenixes constantly producing, so that's going to allow Hero to say, well, I can actually move out of my base a little bit. And we remember what we talked about. Hero would like to blink into the main base, and
yeah, for sure.
He's going to try to do a little bit of harassment, knowing his opponent doesn't have blink himself because he can't afford it. Oh, lots of damage.
Mostly shields, though, at the moment. He's not actually following it up just yet. But yeah, that was really good catching out those Stalkers there. And there is the Observer, lagging a little bit behind those Stalkers. But I think we're going to see, like you mentioned, Frodan, a quick blink up into the main base, try and get some damage done, and a blink back. And don't forget, Hero has got his natural expansion down now, and Seed hasn't started one of his own. So Hero's just going to try and keep Seed pinned back for as long as possible. And here we go.
He blinked all of his Stalkers. Now, there is an Immortal out, so Hero actually has to get out as soon as possible. Oh, dear. Getting a lot of damage done here, but he's just going to try to blink ahead of the units. Now, he's going to lose several units. Oh, Seed warping in the Zealots to try to do some damage. Oh, although Seed had an opportunity to force field the units in, it doesn't really matter because he knows he can't really catch those units. So, overall, very well done by Seed to defend against it.
And Hero, actually, a little bit of missed micro there. He actually right-clicked and targeted an assimilator for one of those volleys, so not quite killing off what he wanted to do there, but no matter, he's going to be able to move out.
Ooh.
Seed, oh, excellent there. Are we going to trap an Immortal? Very, very nice job there from Hero.
Yes, Hero's doing this very well, and he's also expanded behind this. This is very powerful. It's still going to be a while, and Hero has to be very cautious with how he does this.
Warping of units into the natural expansion of Hero, though. Seed going to be going for a bit of counter-aggression with a couple of Zealots. Looks like 2 are going straight up into the main base. That's not going to bode well for him, though, as a warping of 3 Zealots and an Immortal will see that they go down very quickly. We do have an additional Zealot in the mineral line. Picked off 1 probe. Will he be able to pick off a second? No, because the Zealot pulls the aggro. So not too much damage done from either side just now, but hold your horses. Hero going back into the main.
And Hero just picking off workers, but I mean, that's really not going to be able to do much. Oh, he sees a Colossus. He's going to try to snipe it immediately. He can try to blink for it. He does, and he now is able to escape. Hero is so far ahead now, although a big trap from Seed. Gonna try to see if he can snipe some of the Stalkers, but the Stalkers can just blink away, and again, he's able to disarm Seed with some of the most hard-hitting units he has, and Hero has 2 bases. Seed can't go on anymore. GG, well played by Hero overall, making very, very powerful moves, and just demonstrates